Hello everyone, this is Soviet Russian Bear, and some people have been asking me, why are you Russians so up in arms over Ukraine joining NATO? NATO is just a defensive alliance, a defensive organization. What's the problem, man? Well, first of all, let's examine the statement of NATO as a defensive alliance. Since people say it was created exclusively to counter the Soviet threat to Europe, let's examine NATO's wars after the end of the Cold War. Afghanistan, Libya, the bombing of Serbia and Yugoslav wars. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know something, but did Libya invade any NATO member? Did Afghanistan invade any NATO member? Did Yugoslavia invade any NATO country? No, they didn't. Well, one might argue that actually those states that NATO bombed/invaded actually threatened members of the alliance. Well, I don't know. I don't see how did little Serbia threaten the United States and the European Union. How did Libya threaten Europe or the United States? On the other hand, after the fall of Gaddafi, Europe has experienced the greatest influx of foreign migrants since the period of migration in antiquity. Yeah, and how did Afghanistan threaten Europe or the United States? The guys who did 9/11 weren't from Afghanistan, and Osama bin Laden wasn't originally from Afghanistan. So, is NATO a defensive alliance? I think not. I think NATO is a war bloc, an aggressive expansionist imperialist war bloc. Its goal is to expand and encroach on Russia's borders. Yeah, and the European politicians are using the Russian threat to scare their populations into spending more and more and more on defense. But I don't know. Russophobes don't believe me or believe Russia when we say Russia is not a threat to Europe. We care about our own national security, and the expansion of NATO is a threat to Russia. And I think I have proven you that NATO is not a defensive alliance. A defensive alliance is supposed to fight only defensive wars, to repel the aggressor, not to be an aggressor. Yeah. But anyway, this has been Soviet Russian Bear. Peace, love and prosperity to all people who support me and who subscribe to me. And до свидания.